Yeah.
Hey, he was a kid. How old were you? You were younger than 8, right? You were baptized out of it?
Oh my goodness. Um, we should be live at this point, so yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, so
Well, there's a couple
you
things.
didn't have a positive male role model to teach you not to do or play Yu-Gi-Oh. Got it.
Anyways, with that being said, before I hang up on him, um, we are officially live. So, hello, everybody. We're going to be talking a little bit about a sorcery because they've had some big things going on, as well as the PvE system that we have been working on today. So, well,
All right, Matt, if you're going to be here with us, you got to join the Discord. But until then, love you, bye.
uh, all right. With that being said, let's dive right into what's going on today. I wanted to talk a little bit about sorcery because they're having a huge thing going on with Arthurian Legends, kind of getting some updates and spoilers going on, as well as what we're doing with PvE overall. Now, first off, I know that you said it multiple times, and we're going to talk a little bit about it here because we were talking about it the other day. Sorcery is a really, really fun game, except the way that Jones described it, it's if chess, 3D chess, and magic.
Let me say it. Let me say it.
Keep it clean. You said a lot.
We're going to keep it clean. If 3D chess and magic had a specific kind of party that's related to the birds and the bees, there would be a baby. This then said baby would be decapitated. That is sorcery.
Last time you said it was also, then that baby had a baby with a hydra, and then that baby was decapitated. And that hydra baby became
That
evil
is
demon.
also sorcery.
Anyways, I love sorcery because the artwork's amazing, the gameplay is phenomenal. It is in a version of 3D chess and magic all combined into one weird combination of crazy things going on. And from what's going on with the new set coming out, it's supposed to further enhance strategies and everything else like that, which makes it really, really fun. Now, if you don't know anything about sorcery, before I dive too far into it or get too long-winded, sorcery is basically a really fun, cool card game that all of the artwork is actually hand painted and actual true art, not the stuff done on computers now like every other card is most of the time. It's all true artwork. And it is also just a really phenomenal game. The next set that's coming out is called Arthurian Legends. Is going to all be based around the Knights of King Arthur and King Arthur and the Round Table. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but we're going to dive into more of what's going on with PvE, unless you have anything else to add, Jones, which I don't think you do because, you have a very strong opinion
Uh,
on sorcery.
All right, guys, real quick, one thing I gotta let you know, I've been completely distracted because I've been looking at the spoiler cards for Modern Horizons 3 Magic the Gathering. And I was kind of reading some of these cards while Chance was talking, and I was not paying attention.
Because, like I said, he's not a big fan of
That
sorcery.
being said, there is a blue-black frog. It is not a good creature, but it's
Ribbit.
a frog.
Ribbit.
And it has a really cool art. And it kind of reminds me of the newest frog that they just came out with from the previous set. Anyways.
See, told you, didn't care about sorcery. But anyways, moving along, did you have anything you wanted to say about the newest set of Magic? Since you're sticking your nose deeply into the spoiler cards over there.
There's not a lot of that spoiled. There's a lot of reprints from like specific cards. A lot of lands. There is a new Ajani's because they did the whole Shieldred, Vorinclex, Jin-Kataxis, Urbrask, and Elish Norn flip cards. They're starting to do that with other previous Planeswalkers where they can now flip from their current back to Planeswalkers.
I don't like flip cards.
I like flip cards, and we'll talk about that later.
Yep. Anything else you'd like to take of note?
Well, let's see. Next is Bloomborough, which will be in August. And I haven't looked at these yet, but everybody's excited about this hamster mouse soldier. Other mice get +1/+1, and he creates equipment. And dang, does he look cool. I would share my screen, but we'll do that a different day. Oh my gosh, another Johnny's? That's crazy. Oh, Oko. Oh, Assassin's Creed, that's right. They're just starting to drop little spoilers here and lots of spoilers there, and we just haven't been able to talk about it. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets that are currently being slowly spoiled. One set is almost fully spoiled because it comes out on the 8th, so in 10 days. But I don't care about that set. Outlaws, Modern, Bloomborough, and Duskmourn are the 4 sets that I care about this year.
Well, fabulous. Speaking of release dates, Sorcery's new set still doesn't have a release date to my knowledge at this point in time. We are going to hopefully here soon hear what the next set of Flesh and Blood also will be coming out in the soon future, not too soon future of what it might be called and moving forward with it. But with that all being said, with Magic being talked about, Sorcerer being talked about, One Piece. I haven't kept up on One Piece like I should be because I've been a bad... Well, technically that's more of my brother's thing, and I do One Piece because he loves it for him. But I should keep up with it a little more, so I apologize to anybody that's a One Piece fan.
No apologies here. I'm still on episode 852, and it's been a couple weeks.
Hey, you know what? There's been fabulous animes I've had to keep up with, so...
That you, on your own, kept up with, even though they don't have a dubbed.
That's saying a lot. That's saying a world about an anime.
You're watching One Piece because it does have
it dubbed. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, let's dive right into some of the PvE stuff that we've been working on, talking about, and move forward with that. I'm not going to show any cards today, guys. I showed a lot of stuff last time. We're still working on some things. But 2 of the things that I realized while I was off of the phone with you today, because we've been discussing this a lot. This isn't just here that this is discussed. This is discussed off the phone, on the phone, with other people, and trying to get the system to work. I got to actually play test with someone else, let him play the 3 heroes, and I played the PvE. James. I went and saw James. And
that's right.
James was more than happy to play and play test things with me. I need to change some of the discard. A lot of the cards so far have a discard effect. I knew that I wanted that to change, but right now it's early in the testing phase. It's one reason I wanted to get the system in other people's hands. Whoa! Holy moly, almost lost a monitor. I have a monitor sitting on a gaming chair. So also update, side note.
Almost killed a cat.
No, I didn't. Morgan would murder me. I'm not going to do that. Side note, I should have my monitor desk set up by hopefully the end of the month so that, I'll be a little bit more in a better position to take care of things. Because right now I have a monitor sitting on a gaming chair with a cat who is causing problems with said gaming chair. So, anyways, with that being said, I know I need to fix a little bit of cards about all of them having discard effects or cards that may change how it's done. Not so much a discard effect, but remove a card from your hand, put it to the bottom of your deck, and draw a new card type of effect, so that you don't technically lose the card. I get to screw with your hand a little bit as the DM to kind of push things in my favor, along with a lot of other cards that I noticed that I need in the decks that I'm working on more attack actions. I think I mentioned that to you, or I was gonna mention that to you, Jones. Is I only have like 2 attack action cards so far. The rest of them are all like
Yeah,
action
you were
cards.
saying there was a lot of discards.
Yeah, there's way too much. I could literally probably deck you out if I push things to the max before you even get through the
Yeah.
decks. So, but
Oh.
what?
Calm before the storm. All players shuffle their hand and graveyard back into their deck. It'd be a nice little fun. It's like, hey, tavern's kind of going well. Everything's good. Things are just happening. You feel like something should be happening but hasn't happened.
Be an interesting card. Once again, it's an action card, not an attack action card. I need more attacks.
You need more attacks.
I need more attacks. I was gonna
You
do.
need daggers being.
I was
Thrown
thinking
around,
about that. I
mugs
was
being
thinking of
thrown
it.
around,
Yeah.
flash effects.
Yeah. I was potentially gonna do a thrown casket of ale. All right, I'm
Gonna find
streaming.
the bathroom.
I don't know why. About 10 minutes ago. We're running late.
Barf in the corner.
The wife is trying to kick me off of the stream so she can steal the PC for Baldur's Gate. Yes, you are. Just give
Too
me an hour or
bad.
20 minutes.
An hour.
About an hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We'll see.
We'll say an hour. That way, if it's less, she's happy.
Jones said an hour so that if it's less, then you win. Anyways, so one of the few things that we also have been working on, besides just attack action cards, is the fact of building a couple custom decks. Not yet. I will get to it. We'll get to it. This is what happens when we're running late, everybody. So we're working on a couple of custom decks. I'm working on a custom deck specifically for me and what I want a deck to do that only I will take to things. It will not have most of the cards in that deck will not be generally public. We're working on a deck for Jones, which most of those cards will not be in the general public. We're putting out a bunch of cards that are meant for the general public to get feedback, have play testing, figure out where intelligences are too high, damages are too high, and things like that, so you guys can do that. But also, we want this to be something special that, we created for ourselves, and also for, when we take it to certain people, that we have specific decks that you only get to play about if you, run into me, or if you run into Jones, or if you run into Eric. We're going to have one for him too. So that, the three of us that kind of put this together, along with one or two other people that are chipping in, have specific custom PvE decks that is more tailored to them as kind of a thank you for helping us out do all of this. So, any notes, Jones?
Yeah, and I would love to see, like, you find us at a convention, you get, like, 3 or more of your buddies together and try to take on our unique decks.
Yeah.
And then if you take on all of our unique decks, we'll hold like a big old grand streaming tournament, like the big bad, like in D&D.
Yeah, we were talking about that would be really fun today. And you had an idea on how it would function, so I'll let you go ahead and kind of tell them what you were thinking behind that.
Well, we would have. I'm thinking 6 decks total that are of unique consequences, and we'll figure that out when it happens. And these will all still be themed after decks that people can still buy. It's just the cards that are in ours won't be in those.
Correct.
You come find us, get your friends together, play. When you do complete the quest or the challenge, we then give you a token saying that you complete one of them. Once you've completed all 6, or all of them, depending on how many we do, and there's like 4 to 6 players that have done so, get together and do one final last battle. And that will be, if they do complete it, that challenge, it'll be done. If they don't, others may also come and try to complete it as well.
Yep. So the question that I was going to have for you is, if someone succeeds, is it over?
I think if a party succeeds the big bad battle,
Is over.
then that quest cannot be challenged.
By anybody else after that.
Yeah, it would only be immortalized in those players,
Right.
and we'd have to create a new one.
Which would be a lot of fun. It would keep it unique. It'd keep it exciting if someone was able to, like, one hero's left alive and kills the big bad and barely lives. It'd be fun for that. If someone first time around was able barely to beat it.
And maybe we change up the region, we change up the timeline, kind of like what they do with the modulars, and we do a whole new set of stuff.
Which would be a lot of fun. It also would allow us to, change certain things while keeping some of the old stuff relevant too.
Yeah, I think of it as when the community is ready, they challenge and beat us, and then we give them more.
Yeah.
Instead of just pumping into their bloodstreams lots of sugar in hopes that they survive and won't die of sugar comatose.
Yeah,
we
we trickle it out as it's needed.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, here's what we have. We have another another ideas that we're already working on, and we'll let those go out if you guys want them. And then until then, we secretly build other stuff if we wanted to, just kind of figure things out, maybe fix what we currently have, and just wait until the community's ready for another set.
Yeah. One of
we don't really need to make money off of it. We just want it.
Right. We don't need to make anything off of it. We want it, which is one of the reasons I'm going to put it out as a PDF file that people can just download and print, so that they can, also print their own decks and stuff. They can combine cards and try things out, which is what I want. I want people to make their own stuff. Like, I made a bunch of barmaids, so someone could make a more barmaid heavy deck, which would be a lot of fun.
They're pretty cute, guys. They're pretty cute.
I think I have a total of 4, and then there's one head barmaid, which is the bar keep of the tavern. And she's scary looking. She's the kind of person that you don't want to make mad.
No. Like, you only get to flirt 3 times. Then you're at your limit.
And then I'm throwing you out of my bar.
So you ordered 12 drinks tonight, right? No, I ordered 6. I counted. It was 12.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be a really fun experience to get this all the way off the ground and get people kind of into it and see what they think about it, and then see how they play test and they want to run things. One of the decks that I'm working on for myself is a forest. I wanted to have like a encounter where it's, protect the caravan, where technically you have 3 people and then you have something you have to protect, and then you have all of the creatures go after it. So it's going to be an interesting thing. I'm really excited to see how everything pans out in the long run for this. Like I said, I want to get the first little setup for everybody else to at least play with, toy around with, and see if they like it in general. Hopefully by the beginning of next month, like the first week of the first month. Like I said, I got to get some more action cards. Anybody has any ideas for action cards, please let us know. Drop it in the comments. Name a card. Give us how much damage it does. Give us what its cost is. Heck, even just the name of a card. What?
I got one.
What?
Flying Mug of Ale.
I have an artwork for it.
And you can do red, and it's like almost empty. Yellow, and it's like halfway full. Or blue, and it's like... Or is it?
It's opposite.
Blue, or it's full. Completely full.
So
the more damage that the attack action would do is how full the mug is.
So it would be opposite. So full would be red, and then blue would be almost empty.
There you go. Thank you. See? I give you ideas, you fix them.
Problem is if I could do artwork easier, that would be easy to do, but I can't.
It's like, Keep the same art, just fill the mug up a little more.
or,
Completely changes the art. No,
yes, yeah, can't do that, unfortunately.
we need a friend that can draw for us.
Well, that would help things so much. It would also be easier to keep things in the same style of art, everything else. But unfortunately, we don't have anybody that can do that for us. So, or I should say,
If you're seeing reactions that don't seem to match, it's because I'm still looking at spoilers.
oh, I don't doubt it. So, it's one of those fun things, guys, that we really enjoy doing this. We really enjoy. I've enjoyed kind of creating cards and doing things and throwing things together. So, it's been a lot of fun.
And I have an extensive background on Magic rulings, playing a ton with friends out here. So when it comes down to wording, say Chance wants creatures that only he has to gain an effect, but he doesn't know how to do that without accidentally giving the heroes allies effects as well. Like, well, Chance, you would then have to say that you can control. So allies and or heroes that you control gain this.
Yeah. And that's been a lot of interesting things, because I know we've also been debating card rulings on Flesh and Blood, and I don't agree with some of the rulings. I understand why they're coming up with those answers, but some of the other rulings that have happened, and we've been a big debate about like certain judge rulings and stuff with Flesh and Blood lately, because that's one of my more games of choice. I was like, you want to try to do sorcery? He's like, nope. But Flesh and Blood overall, there's a couple rulings that I just don't agree with because of how everything functions, and I get where he's coming from and how everything's going in the rules, but I don't always agree with it, because I'm like, this technically the requirements met, and he's like, but technically the card can't see the requirements met, so it doesn't technically count. And I'm like, it's BS.
It's like, I want that destroy trigger to happen, but the judge is also correct because it's face down. It can't see that it happened. It was a fun day. I actually enjoy talks like that, even though I was busy at work and kind of scatterbrained at the same time. I still really enjoy those rules discussions.
Yeah. Which is funny, because the way that Flesh and Blood has some of their rules worded when it comes to certain zones is they're not technically on the battlefield, but technically cards can target those zones if they specifically declare that they're targeting those zones. And I'm like, how can you target something that's not technically on the battlefield? So it's a whole weird circle when it comes to some Flesh and Blood rules on rulings and stuff. So, but yeah, with that being said, I wanted to dive a little bit more into sorcery, since we've talked about everything else, which I know you don't care for too much, but I do want to talk about it. Since you're also looking at spoiler cards, we can kind of go back and forth through spoilers in general, and also what you think kind of could happen and not happen. So you're going over spoiler cards, looking at stuff, and Sorcery has announced the Arthurian Legends cards. We have got a couple spoiler cards overall. One of those is called the Round Table. I believe it is a site. I did not look massively into that, but I believe it is a site, and it must be placed on your back row. If it's not a site, it must be placed on the back row on top of a site. And what are you doing over there?
Nothing. Just don't look at the YouTube channel.
You're a dork. But the way that the card function is card draw, which is really, really cool. And everyone's so excited because now it's card draw that is affected by other things rather than what the previous card draws have been affected by as additional card draws rather than your normal card phase or your card draw phase. So it's looking really fun. There's speculations across all of YouTube where what some cards might be, and if we've seen some spoilers before they've actually been spoiled, and all this other stuff. I'm not one to speculate, but what I will say is a lot of people have been talking about what King Arthur could be doing. And one of the things that I think that King Arthur could be doing that I didn't really see mentioned is there's a possibility that he has negative effects for other things that is not on his side of the board state or allied to him. Everyone's saying that, oh, he'll give pluses to people or knights. He'll, have other little things that he can pull to him. There's also a chance that he is a negative effect for other things that are not under his control, which would be a very interesting thought process because, Arthur put a ban on magic, so it kind of makes sense to me. What do you got on your end for spoilers?
Spoilers! The most recent one, which comes out, I said in what, 10 days? 11 days?
Uh huh.
Is the Fallout set. So everybody remembers Warhammer 40K, Doctor Who.
Lord of the Rings.
Well, yeah, there's those, right? But these ones specifically are like the type where if you just buy the decks, you can get every single card.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's not like... There's still like collector's packs and play boosters and stuff where you still get those cards. But if you just want one of each card, you just buy every single deck. But there's a lot of people that love Fallout, the video games, and a lot of people recognize some of the Fallout stuff from Call of Duty. I'm pretty sure it's the similar universe. But they also brought back energy symbols. That was way back in Kaladesh, is when they last had them. Where you pay energy, or you earn energy, to be able to do other effects. So a lot of people are anticipating energy decks, and possibly some old energy producing cards and effects like that to go up in price.
Interesting.
There's only one card I'm excited for this set, though.
Oh,
That's as cool, but not that.
as a side note, I don't know if I'll be able to do Tuesday nights every single week anymore because my life has changed. I'm working now, and I don't know. I was working for, helping family, doing everything else, but I actually got a job so I could dump more money into product and being able to have stuff on hand for you guys. So I may not be able to do this every Tuesday night anymore. We will, kind of play it by ear. May have to jump around on weekdays and everything else that works for everybody. So just side note. So
Maybe we'll have some people that are able to jump in our stream and help talk to us, ask us questions and stuff, and get on it.
yeah, it's also be a good thing to put it on other days too, not just Tuesday, so that maybe some people that are not available Tuesday can jump on. So Saturdays or things like that. So we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
What else you got over there on spoilers for Magic?
The Nuka-Cola vending machine, which is used a lot in Call of Duty because I play Call of Duty Zombies quite a bit, or used to. This would be perfect in my food token deck or any food token deck. It's pay 1, tap, create a food token. Great. Now you have an artifact on the battlefield. It's a token that you can sacrifice by paying 2, tapping it, and gaining 3 life. But its better text is whenever you sacrifice a food, it does not mention that you have to use the food token's ability to sacrifice it. You create a tapped treasure token. There's already Academy Manufacturer. A lot of Magic players know what it is. Whenever you would create a food, a treasure, or clue token, you create one of each of those instead. So I create a food token. So I create a clue and treasure. I then
Sack.
I can sack the food token to gain 3 life, or there's a card, KCI, people know what it is. Sacrifice an artifact, get 2 colorless mana. So you see where this is going?
Yeah.
Create a food token. I now already have a treasure.
Yep.
I sack the food token, 2 KCI for 2 mana.
Yep.
I then, because of this, sack the food, create a treasure.
Which
and
creates
I have
the food.
2 treasure, which then creates a food. So now I have infinite mana.
And
if I wanted to,
infinite treasure.
because then I can use the treasure or the food that I sacked for 2 mana to then pay for food to sack a food for 3 life to then get a food that I can then
So
sack.
I now have infinite life and infinite mana. Um, I win the game.
Yeah, you don't have to use the treasure token. In fact, it enters in tapped, so you can't use it. But that doesn't matter when I'm creating infinite colorless mana, which then I will have 500 trillion life.
Yep.
So either way, it's 3 mana to cast, 1 mana to create that food token to activate the ability.
So, yep. Sounds like a lot of fun. Anything else over on your end? Because like I said, we went over most of the quick gung ho things tonight. So I went over the sorcery stuff that I wanted to go over. There's also a sorcery new potion, which is fun.
So you can talk about that in a second. Besides the laser beams I can clearly see coming from Morgan from the other room.
Yeah. I mean,
there are still a lot of other spoilers for Magic. Like I said, they've been slowly creeping up.
Well, what are you doing
on
Saturday?
Some of these Fallout. Yeah.
Do you want to go over all the spoilers?
They reprinted Oko. There's a new Oko.
Do you want to go over all the Magic spoilers on Saturday?
So much. We can go over the video game ones.
That works for me.
Because there's not a ton of those. Yeah. Saturday. It's my friend's birthday on Saturday. It's a different friend's birthday.
Bro, you, my wife, my brother, everybody I know is like, I have something planned all the way up until July, and I'm like, every week, and they're like, yeah, and I'm like, couldn't be me, bro, couldn't be me.
I don't have anything planned every week.
No, yeah, I know you don't, but I'm saying for most of them, they're all like, yeah, we're booked till July. I'm like, you guys are crazy, man.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm usually 2 weeks in advance. In May, we're doing something, but we haven't set a schedule, so can't say anything about that. June, there's currently no plans, but I'd like to celebrate my birthday camping. That would be nice.
But as soon as I get the other room set up, it'll be a lot easier to do a lot of this stuff. The last thing I have to do is to put order the wife's PC parts and put her PC together so that she can play while I'm having to stream or anything else. So those are the last two things that I've really got to get together and do. Hence also why I'm working, so I can have a little extra money to buy a computer and all the parts to put it together.
Yay, computer parts.
They're not cheap, guys. They're not cheap. Anybody build a computer before? Or even buy one that's, really good to be able to play everything from the ground up?
I can play most things, but mine was 500, came with this lovely monitor over here that nobody can see, and this lovely mouse.
You got
keyboard. Yeah. I got a setup for $550.
Yeah, he got a really good deal with what he got. Seeing that we go play Baldur's Gate and he doesn't have a problem running it when we're online. So, hey, Absolutely. If you guys are ever around when we are streaming Baldur's Gate, we do stream it over on Twitch. If you guys ever want to come and join us, you can come and join us there and have some fun. But with that being said, I think that pretty much covers most of everything tonight. So,
yeah, there wasn't too much. I would like to maybe have a meeting of our own and get like an intro outro, because I know someone who we can use their music for, and that as long as we do a shout out.
Oh,
I'll also pin down what days you can do the streams.
Yeah, we could also reach out to him and see if he'd be willing to help us put together an intro outro, which would be really nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So, but yeah, we need to. There's a couple things that we're gonna try to get done on our end. Like I said, I've been working. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm working and a lot more busy, and he's working and a lot more busy. I will try to keep up and doing the Wednesday posts that I haven't been able to have time to do. So, I apologize to all of you guys. Thank you for being here and sticking with us and being so wonderful and staying here and, helping us get through all of this. It's life. We like to be honest. It's one of the reasons we open every pack of cards that we get and show it what pulls, except for Jones. Jones doesn't open every pack. Sometimes he gets a box just for himself. But other than that, everything that I open...
Sometimes I'm at the game store and it's in the moment. Our viewers know what it's like. You get that pack, you slap it down, you go, this one's going to have the mana crypt. You crack it open
and there's a mana crypt.
Not this time. And then you continue playing games thinking, man, I could have saved so much money by just not buying that pack.
Unless you get the mana
crypt. The next
one
will have
yeah, exactly, the next one. I knew you were going to go to, but the next one will have a mana crypt. And it'll all be worth it. Well,
right,
thanks for jumping on, Jones. Thanks, everybody, for jumping in, tuning in. We will catch you guys next time. Hopefully, it will be next week, but we will see. So, till then, peace out. We love you guys.